Remember, opacity masks allow light and dark areas in one object to be a mask for the others. Black lets the mask, doesn't show your masked artwork, and white shows you the ones that are completely visible. And grays give you transparency. So we're going to create clouds above our sky layer, and you can make it any color you like, or whatever colors you think the clouds are in the sky, if there are any clouds. And we're going to make two layers. We're going to make a gradient mesh above this layer, and we're going to use different shades of gray to represent the clouds. So I'm going to show you this, and then we'll make the opacity mask. Now remember, the only trick that really works is to click the target circle on your clouds layer and then shift click the black mesh, gradient mesh thing with your selection tool. So let's just take a look at how to do it. Setting it up takes longer than actually doing it. So let's take a look at what color our clouds could be. Holding Alt here, I have some sort of pinkish clouds over here, and over here, I don't know, I could put some grayish clouds, stringy little clouds over here. But most of the clouds I see are, some are under my sun, but behind my sun, and some seem to be on top of my sun. So I might actually have to do it in two pieces. So I'd say these clouds are kind of gray. So let's make a layer for the, lock the sun, hide your sky, and let's make a layer for the cloud color, colors that we think it is. So I'm just going to draw a rectangle over the sky where I think clouds are. It might not be the full amount of sky, but it could be the same size as the sky. So I'll just draw it around. I'll be putting my trees above the sky, so I could even go down to the bottom of the trees. And the colors I'm going to get are, let me move this up in the air so I can see my colors a bit. Okay, I want to get this color. So I'm just going to use the eyedropper on this whole sky thing. I for eyedropper. Click on, that's a cloud. That's kind of this dark thing. I want that color. Okay, I'll put my clouds on this bottom, this row here, so as not to mix them up. I have kind of a nice pale one. Oh, this is a faint. I think it's getting my sun. I really want, oh, let's hide the sun. So I have my template. There we go. Better colors, already got that one. Darker, could get that one. Okay, so these are going to be my sky colors and my cloud colors. And now, do I have a little color in here? Not really. I just kind of have some colors in here. But I'll put some, I'll pretend I do. Maybe this pale green might become a cloud color, or let's see if I have anything here. I'm liking this darker color. Okay, I got three kind of dark colors, all the same size. So let's put them together in kind of a gradient. So I'll put my clouds back on my sky and use more than one color on it. I'll make it a gradient. I'll pick my last gradient and I'll take some of these new colors that I just found and I'll take another color here. You know, I think I'll keep this on the other end and I'm going to reverse this gradient. And let me take a darker one. Okay, I like this gradient. I'm just going to reverse it because, wait a second, did I reverse it? Because I see I think I want the colors like this. And actually, I'm going to put this one in the middle. It doesn't actually matter what color my cloud is, as long as it's a little bit different from my sky. Okay, next, I'm going to make an exact duplicate of this layer, just like I did before for the opacity masks. And the one on top is going to be my black and white, my gradient mesh. So I'll just call it cloud mesh. Now, usually once I make my opacity mask clouds, this is going to disappear. So cloud mesh, I lock the cloud because I don't want to play with it, and I select the mesh, and I create a gradient mesh with no colors. I mean, I don't worry about the fact that it's going to lose the colors. And sometimes I put lots of rows and a few columns, or lots of columns. And well, I'm not really going to be able to put a highlight because it's not in the right place for a highlight. I'll make my own highlights. So here's where you get to decide where to put your clouds. So if you hide your two cloud layers and turn on your sun, you can see that you might want it kind of around where the sun was. So what I'm going to do is just select with this tool. I'll deselect my mesh, and then I'm just going to click around the sun. Click some, get the lasso actually, and click around to get on the mesh some different points and make them shades of gray. Between 30% and 50% works really well. So I'm just putting some random clouds in, just selecting a few strange points, and then giving it a different gray there. And the darker the colors, the more different it will look. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is just reshape some of my clouds. So I added clouds that don't actually exist in my picture, but I thought this might look kind of good anyway. This one is the one I wanted, and it's the brightest, but maybe I want it to be a little thinner. So just change the size according to the way you want it to be. And I have this really thin one here. This one's looking kind of strange. There we go. Okay, I've got kind of a roundish cloud here. All right, I'm ready to turn this into a gradient mesh. So select with the target circle your cloud layer, shift click with the selection tool on the gradient mesh layer, so they should both be selected. Go to your transparency panel and make a mask. And this is what the mask did. It used the colors I had for the cloud to put them over the sun in different places. And here's the cool thing. If you wanted to, you could change your cloud colors and you can do different things with them. But I actually think this looks rather nice. Let me put my sky and put everything back on and see what you think. Okay.